are coming to you live from Newegg Studios in Southern California. This is Newegg Now. I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
I'm Juan Bagnell, and we're here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, live on YouTube, Facebook. We're all over Newegg.com. Back once again with our weekly look at the world of PC hardware, gaming, and everything in between. On today's show, we're going to be talking about all things graphic cards, from 380 to 2080, from R9 to TI, from Nvidia to AMD, and for gaming applications and beyond.
We're also going to be showing off a sweet 2080 build that the team here at Newegg Studios has put together using a Zotac GPU and one of the coolest Corsair cases on the market. And then after that, we'll be going hands-on with an early copy of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
It's going to be a fun show.
It is going to be a really fun show.
We're going to have a good time. So, start things off like we always do. We want to take a look at some of the deals you can find on that Newegg Now deals page over on Newegg.com/NeweggNow. You can find the promo codes you need to save money on graphics cards, full systems, and a lot more.
So let's start with a pre-built PC from our friends down the street at ABS. The ABS BattleBox Essential Meteor has an Intel i7-8700K, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an Nvidia GeForce GTX 1080. So this is an excellent high-end gaming PC that you can get right now for $50 off, along with a $100 gift card that you can use later. Check out the photos and get more information on that Newegg Now deals page.
And if you're looking for a gaming laptop, check out the Asus ROG Strix Hero Edition GL503. This mobile gaming station has a keyboard specifically designed for mobile gamers, and it's packing a GTX 1060 GPU. You can pick up this gaming laptop for $180 off, but only while supplies last.
We also have another gaming laptop from Asus discounted right now, the Asus FX 504GE. This has an i7-8750H CPU and a GTX 1050 Ti GPU for $100 off, along with a $50 gift card, so you can pick up another game to test out your new system. Maybe you'll watch us play Assassin's Creed Odyssey later in today's show, and you really want to get it for yourself. Then you'll have a $50 Newegg gift card to help you make that purchase later.
All right, so of course we'll be talking more deals later on in the show, but if you don't want to wait for us, you can be shopping right this minute on Newegg.com/NeweggNow.
Okay, we have to talk about the biggest topic in computer hardware right now, Nvidia's Turing-based RTX 2080 GPU line. We talked about the announcement a few weeks ago, but now the cards are actually out in the wild. We've got a few in the studio here, in fact, and we know a lot more about what they have to offer.
So stay right where you are, because we're going to be back talking about all the latest news with the hot new cards on the block, Nvidia's 2080s. Let's check this out.
Welcome back to Newegg Now. We're talking about all things graphic cards on today's show, and so of course we need to start with a look at the new 2080 and 2080 Ti cards from Nvidia.
We've seen a number of reviews out on these cards now, examining that price to performance and providing some much needed benchmarks to help consumers make their decision about whether it's time to upgrade.
And once these benchmarks were in, there was a sense of relief from the PC gaming community, because if you remember the first announcement, there was a lot of discussion about ray tracing and AI deep learning, things which are definitely exciting, but which aren't directly related to the performance of current games.
And that led to a lot of speculation about how significant the improvement would actually be for the games we're playing right now.
Right.
Which won't be taking advantage of ray tracing or deep learning, but which still need more powerful GPUs to push higher resolutions, higher refresh rates. And now, fortunately, we know that the 2080s have plenty to offer for current generation games along with their future-proofing potential.
Now, ray tracing, for those of you who don't know, is a significantly more realistic way to light digitally rendered scenes. It simulates light rays in the environment as opposed to using traditional rasterization. Now, ray tracing is complex, but basically it allows for more realistic lighting and reflections, and it looks fantastic.
It looks really cool.
In games. It looks really cool. However, it also requires way more computational power to pull off. So if the RTX line can achieve this, it has the potential to be a huge deal.
Yes, the potential. So ray tracing is very exciting. Ray tracing is the future of game visuals. But ray tracing isn't quite here yet.
Yeah.
So there's only one game out right now that supports it, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, game you've been spending some time with, but it hasn't actually been enabled in that game yet.
Yeah, I have not been spending time with Shadow of the Tomb Raider with
ray
tracing.
Right. So when it does come to Tomb Raider, and then other games too, like Battlefield 5, I'm sure that's just gonna be better taking advantage of the technology down the road. Then the 2080 line is gonna get more and more appealing. But right now, part of what you're paying for is that future-proofing and the knowledge that you won't need to upgrade for a while.
And there is plenty to say about GPUs other than the RTX line. One of the best things about PC building is that you can design the exact system that fits your parameters, and that means flexibility. So you don't necessarily need an RTX 2080 or 2080 Ti to have a high quality gaming experience. If you're looking for 4K gaming at 60 frames per second, then yes, you're going to have to go for the latest and greatest.
Gotta go big.
But if you're happy with HD or 2K, there are a ton of options in different sizes from different brands.
And if you're looking for small form factor, like a living room replacement or a console PC, tons of smaller 10 series cards that will fit in just about anything. And we've talked about these before, tiny gaming boxes from companies like Zotac and MSI, which pack a ton of GPU power into a very small footprint. And then of course you have Nvidia's Max-Q line, which is a cooling solution designed to get powerful 10 series cards into ultra-thin laptops.
Keep in mind too, if you're just looking for a fairly straightforward gaming build and an experience similar to a console, then a lower end 10 series card like a 1050 Ti or an RX 470 from AMD will probably be just fine. These are very affordably priced while still getting you good gaming experiences with a ton of popular titles.
And not only are there a ton of form factors from single slot cards to giant beasts like Zotac's 2.5 slot AMP edition cards, there are a ton of brands to choose from, all with their own design, lighting, specialties from both AMD and Nvidia. There are all the big manufacturers like Asus, MSI, EVGA, Zotac, and Gigabyte. And there are also lesser known brands like Manly, Colorful, XFX, and PNY.
And GPUs are useful for a lot more than just gaming too. We did a whole episode not too long ago dedicated to professional hardware, and we did a deep dive into the GPUs animators and engineers use. These are high-end workstation cards, far more specialized than any gaming GPU that you'll find. Nvidia has their Quadro line of high-end workstation GPUs, and AMD has their Radeon Pro line, which looks like this.
This beautiful blue card is the WX 8200, AMD's top-of-the-line workstation GPU, and is currently the most powerful professional workstation card for under $1,000. This card offers the performance required to get extremely complex models through the entire design pipeline. It's a multi-computational master and uses the Vega architecture to stay ahead of the game when it comes to GPU multitasking. So say you're doing an Adobe Premiere export.
Okay.
I'm doing an Adobe Premiere export. Sorry, it's the worst joke ever. And simultaneously, you want to do some 3D modeling in Blender. This card will be able to handle complex operations like real-time visualization, physically based rendering, and VR at the same time. And this is in part due to the performance optimized drivers. Being able to multitask like this is really important for multimedia professionals.
So to be very clear, this is not a GPU designed for gaming.
No.
It's designed for professional environments, for people to do 3D modeling or high-end rendering.
Yes.
Programs like Maya or AutoCAD or engineering simulations that require a great deal of highly specialized computational power. If you're looking for the newest gaming card, Nvidia's RTX is the way to go. But if you need a professional card, the WX 2800 is probably your best bet.
basically, if you want to do anything beyond office work and web browsing, you're going to gain a lot out of a graphics card, some kind of GPU, but you'll want to make sure you choose the right one for you.
We've talked a lot about video cards, so let's go ahead and get to some deals for our shoppers out there that are like, but what's next? Obviously, we don't have the RTX cards discounted just yet, but we do have a great deal on the EVGA GTX 1070 Ti with 8 gigabytes GDDR5 VRAM. You can pick it up for $70 off, plus you'll get a $30 gift card that you can use on a future purchase, and that $30 gift card for the 1070 Ti was a last-minute bonus edition, so it might not even appear on the Newegg Now page yet, but if you use the promo code and make your purchase, then you'll see it.
They'll tack it on there for you. Our Newegg Ninjas are really good about that. And of course, you can pre-order the AMD WX 8200, but if you're looking to upgrade your AMD rig with a gaming card, you could check out the Radeon RX Vega 56 from MSI, which you can pick up for under $375.
And then once you've picked up your new card or your new laptop or pre-built PC, you're going to need a new monitor. Not much point in upgrading your graphics card if you're using an ancient CRT monitor. Oh my God, horror stories from CRT monitors. This is gonna date me, but that's okay.
Okay.
I remember having to move into my college dorm room with my CRT monitor and like getting it out of the back of my car and getting it up the steps to my dorm room. Not fun.
So the first apartment I had outside of college dorm life, the little office space was in a loft.
Yeah.
So I had a 20-inch CRT.
Wait, how did you get it? Did you have like a little loft
It was
ladder?
like hiking up a ladder, holding this on one arm with the plastic base. I don't know if you remember those, like that ball and socket
I
plastic,
definitely remember
plastic base, just cutting into my hand from the weight of that monitor. The second you would go up 1 inch in screen size, it was like you added an extra foot of depth into your CRT. It was ridiculous.
Oh man, yeah, I just remember being real sad that I was a lady and had a chest because it was so much harder to carry that monitor.
I did not have those problems, and I still have those problems.
Still a tough time.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
Anyway, if you're looking to upgrade your display, we have some great options to choose from right now.
Yes, we do. One of our favorite displays is the Asus ROG Swift PG27AQ. 27-inch, 3840 by 2160 resolution display, UHD display with G-Sync. So if you have an Nvidia card, you want to check out high-resolution gaming, you should head over to that Newegg Now page and get it for $130 off, along with a $50 gift card.
We've also got the Pixio PX329 monitor, which we have right here on the table. Juan's been using it this whole time.
It's real. I mean, we can get a look at it while we talk about the features that this thing has.
Yeah,
it's very pretty.
Model it for us, Juan.
I'll Vanna White this.
Yes, the PX329 is a 32-inch blazing fast 165 hertz refresh rate display with FreeSync. So if you're an AMD fan, then that's a big plus. It's WQHD 2560 by 1440 resolution, while also being slimmer and lighter than a lot of other monitors that you will find in this size. Altogether, this monitor is a fantastic deal for less than $425. Pick it up on that Newegg.com/Newegg Now page before the end of the day today and save some money on a new gaming monitor.
So we've covered the 2080 GPU pretty extensively at this point. I have several episodes of discussion on NVIDIA's new graphics solutions there. So we should probably talk about this very distracting build that I've been using.
Yes.
This pretty one over here, and this is the first of many 2080 GPU builds the Newegg Ninjas are putting together in the studio. And as you can see, it's real pretty.
It is really pretty. So first up, let's show off some of the highlights of the build so you can see what we are seeing up close.
Oh, we don't have audio on this? Oh. Cool. So before we get to the card, we have to talk about this case. This is the Carbide Spec Omega RGB chassis from Corsair. A Newegg exclusive model features 4 LL120 fully addressable RGB fans along with a fully addressable RGB stripe on that front panel.
It's also one of the most compact, full-size ATX cases out there. So for this build, the team went with Corsair for almost everything, including a Corsair HX 1200 PSU, 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance, LPX DDR4 RAM, and an H100i V2 all-in-one cooler.
Nice.
They also replaced the stock radiator fans with LL120 RGB fans for a little extra RGB goodness.
Always need a little extra. So the card used in this lovely build for the video is the Zotac Amp Edition RTX 2080. A chip this powerful is going to get hot. So Zotac implemented efficient cooling via 3 blower fans and a redesigned fin stack array.
We're looking at 8 gigabytes GDDR6 memory, 2944 CUDA cores, and 1830 megahertz in boost mode. Plenty of power and beautiful lighting control via Zotac Spectra lighting system. Corsair and Zotac brought together in Newegg Studios for something really cool.
It's spectacular. All right, full specs of this Corsair build for your edification.
Get it,
MSI
Juan.
Gaming M7 Z270 motherboard, Intel Core i7-7700K overclockable CPU. The studio's team went with the 7th gen to show how the 2080 can revitalize even older systems. A little bit of trivia there. Corsair's H100i V2 all-in-one CPU cooler, 1 terabyte Western Digital Black NVMe M.2 SSD, a Corsair HX 1200 PSU. The RAM, Vengeance LPX 3200, all packed inside the Corsair Carbide Spec Omega Mid Tower, with the Zotac Amp Edition RTX 2080 GPU. Just a work of art. Just a work of art that blows games out of the water. So keep an eye out for that Zotac 2080 Amp in upcoming videos, because the Newegg Studios team has big plans for that card that we will be talking about soon.
On the subject of 2080 cards, we also have the EVGA XC Ultra 2080 Ti on hand here in the studio, right in front of us here. I'll show it to camera.
These beautiful prizes.
Bum, bum, bum. So this is an 11 gigabyte. Let me just turn it so you guys can see it. There we go.
That's
this is an 11 gigabyte 4352 CUDA core beast. One of the new kings of consumer GPU performance, and I promise I will not drop it.
No, don't do that. Oh no. I like the little touch of the EVGA logos on the fans.
Oh yeah.
Just in case you were wondering who made the card.
Yeah.
As it's spinning, you know, like at hundreds of RPMs, thousands of RPMs, you'd be, oh, it's an EVGA. You can tell by the fins on the card. You can see this, the minimalist industrial-inspired design on this card. It seems like GPU manufacturers are starting to veer away from your aggressive architecture, design language.
We're getting options now.
Some more options, yeah. Because I would say this definitely has harder lines than the Founders Edition. The Founders Edition just has that like sort of European sport car aluminum frame look to it. This is definitely a little bit more paneled, but it doesn't look like a Transformer's bicep
That's
anymore.
true.
So I like that we're kind of changing that up, because I feel like that fits in better with a wider variety of builds.
I think you're absolutely right. And this is a killer GPU.
Yeah,
we can't wait to see all that it can do once we have games with ray tracing support, and we can get 2 cards with an NVLink configuration up and running. It's not called SLI anymore, people. It's NVLink now.
That's old.
Yeah.
Don't be old like me, still calling the SLI things.
Text moves so fast. I'm tempted to make a joke about Crysis here, but considering that game came out more than a decade ago, there has to be a better reference. What's a better reference? I always default to The Witcher 3, but there's also Far Cry 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What would you replace it with as far as like the PC game that's infamously difficult to run?
No, I think you're right. I think most people would say, whether or not you're a fan of the series, because I haven't played a ton of Witcher 3, but when you really drive Witcher 3 max settings, that's a gorgeous game.
It's a gorgeous game. Yeah, Witcher 3 is always my default for that, but I have to say, trying to stream Shadow of the Tomb Raider off the same PC that's running Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Challenge.
Yeah, my system is pretty good, and my system was like, so maybe Shadow of the Tomb Raider should replace Witcher 3 for me, I don't know.
I think the timing, especially because of what Nvidia is trying to highlight in RTX, that the first game out of the gate that really pushes this, and I think does a good job of demonstrating what ray tracing can do, is going to become one of those standards bearers.
Yeah.
Right? How well did it do with this? And especially once AMD rejoins this conversation with their next generation graphics cards too, that's where I think we're going to see a really interesting fight. So I think right now, in the current state, Witcher 3, once we get that update for Shadow, people are going to like really try and say, the whole system, how well is it driving Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Sorry, Crisis, you've been outed. Before we move on to talk about what the Newegg audience has to say about GPUs, we have a few great deals from Corsair inspired by the build that we were just showing off. So first up, we have this fantastic case discounted right now. This model of the Corsair Carbide series Spec Omega with all its beautiful tempered glass and RGB is only available at Newegg. It's the same one that you saw in that video, and you can pick it up for less than $140 with a $20 gift card.
And we also have the Corsair Hydro Series H115i all-in-one CPU cooler, 280 millimeter radiator, and some sweet RGBs for under $120 with a $20 gift card. You can check out those Corsair deals and more over on newegg.com/neweggnow.
And as much as we can, we like to check in with the gamers and consumers out there in the Newegg audience to see what people are saying about PC hardware. This past week, Newegg's Game Crate site put out a pair of polls on Twitter asking people for their thoughts on graphics card upgrades.
So I think you actually have the first poll on your PC right there. So this over 4,000 people answered this question. When did you last upgrade your GPU? And I'm actually kind of surprised because the only correct answer is 2018.
Shut your face.
All the other answers are wrong.
No, well, so you upgraded in 2018?
Yeah, beginning of the year. I couldn't hold out any longer. It's like, I might as well just jump. There was a really good deal on one of our episodes for a 1080 Ti, so I jumped on it.
Now, I'm curious why you didn't upgrade in 2016. Because 2016 was my answer, and I'm looking and I'm like, wow, only 20% of people 2016.
So if I remember correctly, 2016, I don't think I was pushing 4K video as hard.
Okay.
And so the system that I had with my little 970 was doing okay for 1080p renders at 60 frames per second.
Right.
And then over 2016, I kind of made that push to 4K video rendering, and then 2017 was just real painful.
Okay.
The whole year was just real bad. And so I got to the beginning of 2018, it's like I can't live like this anymore. Frankenbuild needs some better GPU boost. But I mean, all joking aside, it is kind of interesting to see a near perfect split between all four answers for that poll. That it's
Yeah, I just assumed since 2016 was the year that 1080 Ti became available, that would be what everyone's answer was, like, oh, new card year, let's go. But not. So if you were going to go ahead and look at some of our answers here, at MDK God 43 says, my 980 Ti is kicking butt.
Yeah, still solid.
Yeah, let's see. And we've got some people that are also on the 2018, at Cup Soup on Twitter says, just upgraded from an i7 3770 GTX 660 to an i5 8600K GTX 1070 Ti. LOL. Feeling the difference.
That would be a nice upgrade. But I mean, like right under him, you've got Perfect Pumpkin Spice Nomad, which is just a great name, Perfect Nomad. 2016 when I bought a GTX 950, and I'm still rocking that.
Great.
I actually I mean, the 970 was not my favorite. I kind of wish I had gone a step lower or a step higher.
Okay.
Like a 980 probably would have lasted me a bit longer.
Yeah, let's check out what else we got here. Comic Book Plus at 4 Color Crack says, got a GTX 1080, and I want an RTX 1080 Ti, but I just don't think I need that yet. And that's the conversation that we're having all the time on this show right now, and that I think a lot of people are having of, you know, new card year, do I need it?
This above all to thine own self be true.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, weigh those pros and cons. But I mean, we also have we still have a lot of people showing some love for the AMD side of the equation on that poll too. See some great comments from people just talking about their recent upgrade path.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really surprised it was that split though.
I know.
I really thought it was going to be weighted heavier.
I kind of like that because that makes for a much better discussion. The second poll question offered people a choice of what's most important to them when choosing a new GPU, and not surprisingly, gaming performance won in a landslide. So I have that up here too.
It's non-gaming performance which should have won, but You know, because we take it for granted you're going to throw games at it and you're going to get a GPU.
Right.
So
Well, and the options were gaming performance, non-gaming performance, low cost, or brand preference.
Who?
Oh,
Well,
you can't see the results yet, but that's all right.
So, I mean, I've got the results up. I've got 80% gaming performance. my vote was for non-gaming performance, rocking a 2% of the vote. And then low cost, 14%. Brand preference, 4%. So that price performance ratio is always a critical part of the discussion. But it's not surprising that Game Crate's audience, gaming perforence, probably
if you
high
flip
on that
back
list.
now, we have it up.
Oh, we've got it back? Yeah, we've got it back if you want to hit it. So you've got Alucard, how it fits my needs. I don't need the highest end card for now because I'm only doing 1080p gaming. Before I bought the most powerful card I could rightfully afford, and it kind of went to waste.
Yeah. Yep. And let's see. We've got Vico Blita says, for me, how well the graphics card does how it does everything in 4K video editing is important.
I'm going to heart that comment right
yes,
now.
Right? I mean, we talk so much about gaming, but Juan and I both as content creators completely understand how real the need is when it comes to editing and video rendering.
And Hoi Guai, I probably butchered your name and I apologize. Gaming performance is most important, but the performance versus cost is how I end up deciding. And I think this is going to be a really healthy transition year because I feel like the evolution from GTX to RTX is more forward facing, whereas the evolution from the 980 to the 1080 was more outright performance driven.
I'd agree with that.
It felt like such a huge step moving there, whereas here, it's a sizable step. It's not like there aren't improvements to traditional gaming, but it is more of a future-proofing purchase. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel okay rocking 1070s, 1080s, or holding out until we start to see the software catch up.
Right. Well, I'm looking here at IP Gaming Night. Says the one with the best gaming performance, but within budget. So both low cost and gaming performance. I mean, Game Crate has a gaming audience, so the results are not really a surprise. But I like that conversation to balance performance and cost.
No, that is always such a huge piece of advice when I'm talking to pros about what they're going to do on their systems, and when I'm talking to like family and friends about what they want to build for gaming, is set a budget and then try and maximize. Don't go over that budget. Set a hard line. You know, be brutal with yourself, but like try and get as much as you absolutely humanly can.
Yeah.
Getting up to that price barrier.
Low cost came in second with 14% of the vote on this one, and cost and then only brand preference was only 4%. So cost is clearly more important than brand preference, according to these results. So people are saying, you know, they're willing to switch from AMD to Nvidia if the price and performance are right.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's the correct answer. I hold no like loyalties. Like I want what's gonna be best.
Yeah.
Just give me what's best, and then we're cool. So it's good.
There you go, Juan's cool. Thanks to everyone who responded to those polls. And if you want to make your voice heard, make sure that you're following Newegg and Game Crate on Twitter to be part of the conversation in future episodes.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for our look at GPUs today. Remember, you can check out newegg.com/Newegg Now for all of today's deals. We'll highlight a few more of those products later on. But coming up next, we'll be right back so we can go hands-on with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yay! So you don't want to miss that.
How can a child save us all if he's sentenced to die? Tell me, Nikolaos. Tell me before you let our son go.
Where we begin does not define who we will become. Before you, I see a path. Built by friendship and family. Love and loss. War and bloodshed.
You were sent by the gods to protect this world.
You carry the blade of Leonidas. Act like it. As you write your Odyssey across the mountains and the seas, remember, the fate of Greece journeys with you.
Welcome back to Newegg Now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the latest game in one of the biggest game franchises around these days, releases for PS4, Xbox One, and PC next week on October 5th. But we have an early code, and we can play today to try out what's going to be one of the biggest games of the year, possibly.
So I know you played this a little at E3. I've actually been out of the AC ecosystem for a couple iterations now. This one is feeling like it has the potential to draw me back in. And for all of the console exclusives we've been talking about, the fact that I can play it PC is kind of nice.
It is really nice.
Got to support your PC developers with their major titles.
So nice.
So what were some of your thoughts as we've seen this franchise evolve, going from the last iteration? We've set sail on the open seas. Now we're getting more into mythology.
I'm so excited. So for me, the setting means a lot. And Black Flag, I thought was amazing. It totally drew me into that world. Origins, I thought was going to draw me in, but I'll be honest, I never really finished Origins. I wasn't so invested that I needed to finish it. But I love ancient Roman and Greek mythology. So just the fact that here we have a game where I'm gonna get to talk to Socrates, and that is super exciting to me. So I have been looking forward to Odyssey. I really liked the demo that I got to play at E3 this year, and I'm excited to get hands-on with it today.
Well, and that definitely seems to be something resonating in general. I mean, specifically with Assassin's Creed. The settings, the characterizations, the writing seems to be on point, and those interactions with mythological but historical figures and authors. But then I think this in a brutal fighting scenario, but story-driven. Spider-Man, open world, but story-driven. And I feel like some of the talk from last year of everything going deathmatch, battle royale, or sort of like Rocket League. This is a little bit of a pendulum swing back for gamers like me, that I want to be invested in the emotion of what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely more story-driven than a Fortnite or a Rocket League, for sure.
For sure.
But I don't know that I would use Assassin's Creed as my penultimate story game as much as gorgeous world building.
Gotcha.
I feel like that's where the AC games really excel. So much so that they had with Origins the educational mode where you could just walk around and explore ancient Egypt, because a friend of mine refers to it as like a tourist mode, just being able to go through without getting murdered because you want to experience the
little
world.
Einstein's mode.
But we had a chance to talk to one of the historians at E3 when we were there for our demo, and just kind of talk about all of the research that went into trying to recreate this world as it would have looked at this time in the story. And that's, I believe, where the Assassin's Creed games really excel.
Well, and again, I just love kind of pairing that up against what Spider-Man does for New York.
Yeah.
This is doing for ancient
I mean, New York looks gorgeous
right?
in Spider-Man. But speaking of looking gorgeous, let's go ahead and check out this game for like a hot second. So this is on our Game Crate account. The Newegg Ninjas have already started a playthrough as Cassandra, which is a big deal.
We're gonna spare you like all the intro stuff. We're just gonna get in and I don't know.
We're already in. So right now we have to find and talk to Marcos. Marcos bought a new vineyard on Kefalonia. Another thing that was kind of fun that I remember is a lot of these spellings of names of things have changed to the Greek spellings.
Oh yeah.
See if I can get my buns up here.
Nicely done.
Thank you. The eagle eye mechanic is back.
Well, and you have a literal hawk
Yeah.
that joins you in your adventure in Crusade.
When you
so
need to find stuff.
I feel like that's a good story-driven, calling it the eagle eye mechanic, and you've got a bird.
So I have to remember, I haven't played this at all since the E3 demo, but the combat mechanics are a little different. There's combos and cool stuff you can do. You can Sparta kick, and I'm not really sure if I remember quite how to do that. Juan, I know that you were.
I was just messing around before. Like I said, I've been kind of out
Let's
of
see what you've gotten yourself into this
AC
time,
land for a while,
Marcos.
so I was just kind of button mashing the right triggers, and I think I had about an 80% success rate in hunting wolves before I got 8. So, oh, see,
Turn this around.
that looks
There
so
we go.
good.
So I'm like, is that me? Because I feel like that's where I was standing, but maybe that's something they need me to find. I am awful with the hawk.
But this is what's kind of engaging. This is what's immersive about actually being able to survey this whole land, and the fact that it's. I'm consistently impressed. Games in 2018 actually making use of console hardware like they are. I was not expecting this generation of consoles to be able to pull off this type of engaging world.
Yeah, part of me, honestly, is just so enamored right now with what this world looks like that I'm like completely forgetting about the task at hand. So.
Well, there's an exclamation point, so you probably like go get that
Man,
guy.
civilian. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm. You can slow down if need be, which is great.
With your animal senses.
I know. Man, civilian, and I.
Doop.
And somehow I just exited out of something, probably accidentally. So I found something. It's probably not where I was supposed to go, but that's all right.
But I think we should go explore. What
Right? I know. That's always what I want to do. But I also would love to get into some combat because I remember in the E3 demo being able to Sparta kick stuff and that being amazing. Like, there's some really fun combat. The combat in this game is a lot more offensive than we've seen in previous Assassin's Creed games. So it's not as much that you're, if you look, Cassandra doesn't even have a shield.
Yeah.
So that's not a thing we're worried about. You're just on the full attack.
So, and you would say that that's a market shift from previous ACs?
Well, it certainly feels like a shift from Origins, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Now, I want to go ahead and leap of faith right down here, but
Do it!
probably not smart.
Do
I'm
it!
gonna say I should. Well, nah, let's not. Go through and see what happens down here. Marcus's vineyard. Oh! See, this is what happens. I was like, I'm gonna land on that roof. No, I'm not. I'm gonna impale myself on that fence. Cool, cool.
That was totally like a Reddit hold my beer.
I know.
Hold my Red Bull. I'm gonna jump on this fence.
I don't want to take a photo. Get me out of that.
See, that just totally broke my suspension of disbelief, though, because they didn't have photography in ancient Greece, so we shouldn't be
Yeah, but sometimes you
taking
need
selfies,
to take real pretty pictures.
selfies like Spider-Man. That doesn't work for me. That's a deal breaker.
All right, let's see.
So you should take a photo, and then what they should show you is like you etching a clay tablet or something to create like an embossed, artistic tile work, a
There's
relief,
Marcos.
if you will.
Attack someone with the bird is what I'm hearing. No, man. I'm gonna find and talk to Marcos.
Now, is there a reason why we're crouching through this town? Are we not? Are we trying to be?
I mean, great question. I'm not a PS4's man,
No.
so.
Why? It's my farm. I can plant what I want.
The grapes will die here. All of them.
You have to
He looks a little
forget
like
what
Jake
you know
Gyllenhaal.
about the past, my friend.
Not that guy.
Together, we will revolutionize winemaking. Believe
Thank
me, you will look back on this day and...
That guy on the left,
Thank the gods.
who's exiting the scene.
He looks like Jared Leto, is that what you said?
No, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I can
A
still
little bit.
hear you. I was worried sick. The Cyclops sent his scum to find you. I think they mean you harm.
I wish you would have told me that before they hit me. But that's beside the point. You bought a vineyard, Marcos? A vineyard?
Why not? I like wine, you like wine, everybody likes wine.
This is true.
Everybody buys wine. Why
Totally
not
go for a
from me?
fallback right around now.
And I love this too, that we can actually, we have dialogue options. You don't know how to make wine.
Because you don't know how to grow grapes or make wine?
Dis.
I'm a fast learner. You grow grapes on the vine, then you get some wine.
Oh, that's not how that works.
That's
that simple, is
a few steps are missing
You
in
know
there
me
before you hit
better than to
profit.
think I don't have a plan? Marcos always has a plan.
You don't have a plan. That's not part of the plan. I feel he's lying to us. I love video game side quests. This is hilarious. Nothing could be easier.
Duris, you know Duris. He's very nice.
I'm sure he is.
Cool dude.
Luis, again. Why do you keep lending him money?
He's a loyal friend. I don't want his family to starve.
You're a good friend, but you're bad with money.
All right. Where is he?
Where can I find
You're gonna be
Luis?
nice.
In a shop in Sami overlooking the docks.
Sucker.
You know this, Cassandra.
Will he be there?
You mistake me for the Pythia. I couldn't possibly know.
How could I know?
He doesn't even go get him. But where is he? I don't know. I mean, I have to do that though.
Yeah,
There's
I think you
no
have
matter
to.
how much I'm trying to be a hard ass. If he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the money.
What?
He'd better have my money, Marcos.
I feel like
I'd hate
you
to
would
have to
be a
sell
terrible
our
loan
vineyard.
shark.
Of course he will.
It's true, I would.
After
You'd be like,
there's
"Oh, well, if you
another
don't
matter
have
I
it."
want to discuss with you.
I guess there's nothing I can do in this
Fine,
situation
but I'm taking
to
a
encourage
horse.
you.
It's too
To
hot.
get my money.
Too long a walk to go on foot.
But
Think of it as interest, Marcos. Everybody benefits.
of course, my friend, you shall
course.
have your pick.
Yes. Hey, horses.
Ooh, I gotta ask about the horses. The horse in the middle, the horse on the left, or the horse on the right? What do you think, Juan?
I like the horse in the middle.
Okay.
The one in the middle. Tell me about it.
I think he's gonna
You
lie to
have
you.
picked a beauty, my friend. That horse is from Thessalonia, bred for its courage.
Bred for its courage.
Courage.
Okay, so it won't scare easy.
Tell me
Let's-
about
Okay.
this one.
The Skiros. You have an eye for sturdy stock, my friend.
Okay.
That horse can cling to mountain passes like a goat.
I like this dynamic.
Also good.
Because I was really feeling like he was just gonna straight up lie
I
to us.
like the look of the one on the right.
Ah, the Macedonia. These are
Ooh,
bred
a
for
warrior
battles.
horse.
I get. I
Warrior's
mean,
horse.
if you're gonna go and
I'm ready
mess
to-
stuff up,
Yeah.
Which one
I
will
want
it
the
be?
warrior horse.
I think you gotta.
The horse on the right.
That
Do it.
one on the right.
Fine choice. But this
Oh
particular
no,
breed
sir!
quirks that you might not be aware of.
He
I
scammed
wouldn't
you.
want you to take an unworthy
Worthy
horse.
horse. Do
What-
it. Just,
I
just-
think
just
I
take
think
it.
he's trying to talk me out of this horse because it's the best horse.
Right.
I'm
This is
taking
the
that
one I
one.
want.
Are you sure?
Because he knows that
Because
we
I'm
know
sure,
that
Marcos.
he knows that we
everybody
know
benefits.
that he knows.
Especially
So
you. You've
you obviously
chosen the
cannot
great
choose the
Phobos.
wine in front of
He's
me.
never
Right.
let me down.
Nice.
Phobos.
Remember, meet me at the temple in Sami when you have your money from Duris.
Uh-huh.
Why do we have to meet him if you're getting
know.
your
There's
own
plenty
money?
of wine left to buy. Don't fret.
Not now, you fool. Phoebe's been taken. By who?
Oh, no.
Dogs of the Cyclops. Who else? Snatched her right off the main road.
Tell me where they went.
In
Whoa.
an accident with the beach.
The beach?
She used her get up
Can
and
she
go
swim?
voice.
She sure did. I was scared.
Yes, go. But don't forget about dear Duris, Cassandra.
All right. Oh man.
So it begins.
Reach the bandit camp to rescue Phoebe. All right, we're gonna do it.
Do it. Oh, you gonna get on your horse?
Yeah, I guess we should. I'm like, it's only 500 meters. I can run it.
You just got a horse.
I did just get a horse.
Let's
go
go,
ahead.
Phobos.
Let's go.
Stealing items. If people see you
Tally
steal
ho.
items, they will react and your bounty will be raised. Wait, I'm not stealing it. I'm not stealing anything. Okay. Sorry. Oh, man. No, I think there was probably something
Wes-
else in the proximity of the horse.
Wes
I don't think
just
I
said.
stole the horse.
Wes just said horsing around. Get it?
Oh, I thought he said it's your horse now. Ugh. Ugh.
No, I'm pretty sure Wes said horsing around. I think he was making a horse pun.
You just are hearing puns all the time. Sorry, people. I'm a drunken horse driver. All right.
It's all the wine.
Come on, let's see if we can we go off-roading a little bit. Let's go off-roading. Okay, there's no like stick to the track autopilot on this thing, is there? Not that I'm seeing.
Oof! Barely cleared that bridge, dodged that tree. You're getting better at this. No, this is good.
Well, I feel like it's like a running joke on this show that we give Trisha, the PC gamer, a PlayStation controller all the
that's
time.
pretty great.
Oh, yes, there is a stay on the road.
There they are. I'll sneak up.
Yep,
on them
let's.
on
Oh,
notice.
man. Thank you for that, Leo. Yeah, I'm kind of trash without a keyboard and mouse. I'll be perfectly honest.
Let's go.
All right, who we got to kill?
And if I have to use a controller, it's going to be an Xbox
controller.
Not. All right, how do I?
Who's getting murked?
Hold circle. I tried pressing circle. There we go. There's no nearby road to follow. That's fine.
A little
Here we
interesting
go.
that you've got triangle to mount and circle to dismount.
Yeah.
Shut it, or I'll tighten those ropes.
Oh, he's
She'll
mean.
make good ransom drachmi for the Cyclops.
She's good cop.
No one's gonna buy me from you. They're all poor.
Don't say that. They're going to kill you. Be like, yeah, they got lots of money.
It's like back then, people didn't have self-preservation instincts.
Oh, no. Crouch. Crouch, please.
Tall grass will keep me hidden.
I did learn how to crouch. Can I stealth kill? Mama needs to stealth kill. Okay.
Assassinate. Ooh, right
how I do.
in the berries.
Oh, if I just tap it.
Who did that?
What was that?
Okay, come to me, friend. I would like to assassinate you, por favor. Yeah, so dead.
So graphic.
All right, do I have, I've been playing too much Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but I'm like, do I have any like stealth sight where I can see which people are in the eye line of other people? Because that'd be great. Oh, not yet is the answer. Okay. Well, who's over there? Is that a person crouching? Oh, that's the person I'm trying to
Oh,
rescue.
I thought she was in
I-
the bungalow.
So it might be this only one dude left. What if I'm super sneaky? Because he looks like he's peeing or
Marcos is
something.
going to be next.
Yes!
Oh, right in the kidney.
All right.
Oh, look, he's like sparkling.
Anybody else? It says kill the remaining.
But he was sparkling.
Oh, because I can loot him.
You're
Maybe
right.
I should probably come back and loot everybody else, like, once all the scary people are dead. This looks like a person I have to kill. Are you sure that's the person I'm rescuing?
Isn't that the bad lady?
Yeah, I think that's the bad lady.
I think it's the bad lady.
There we go. That was the bad lady.
Oh, my spine, she said as she fell.
I will untie you, but not before looting all these people, because got priorities.
Got bills to pay, got mouths to feed.
Well, yep, you know what, you're right. Just to show off some game mechanics, let's go ahead and pick up this lady. Okay, where should we throw her?
Well, I mean, like.
Can we feed her to the fishes?
Do it. She's gonna go swimming with the fishes. Well, no, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
Leo just said there are no laws in ancient Greece.
I'm pretty sure that is untrue.
I'm pretty sure ancient Greece was like the foundation of many illegal systems.
Ugh! Bye!
She did not float.
See you later.
Probably needs more fiber in her diet.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Okay.
So there were sparklies inside the bungalow.
Yeah, there were. That's probably where Phoebe is.
So you can. Oh, that's right. I was gonna say there was something else that you could.
Why
loot
don't
in there,
you go over here?
Defense.
Okay.
Did you get it because it was a fence?
Let's get here.
Oh.
Oh,
It's a
Juan.
chest. I like opening chests.
Oh, the defense joke, though, buddy.
So it had to sink in for just a sec,
Are
right?
you all right?
I like it when it takes a
Wasn't
little time.
so bad. Last time they put a cloth in my mouth so I'd stop biting.
Dude, how many times do you get kidnapped?
Phoebe, just be careful.
You seem to be real
You're
bad at
alone
this.
now, sis.
Since my parents died, I'm okay. I've got you, and you've got me and Marcos. We're your family, right?
Aww.
Aww. This is a terrible setup for the eventual death of that
Please
small
don't
child
say that.
that will then be spurred on to be a plot point.
You're probably right.
What could go wrong?
I hate child death in
Or,
games.
here's a picture of my girl back home.
Yep.
Let's go storm Normandy.
Oh, flashback?
Some exposition.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's fighting
Also,
with
some
cameras.
upper thigh, right?
Got you.
Again, up.
Yes, Father.
Spartan, rises as soon as they have
As soon as they've fallen. Or, I mean, a Spartan just never falls. I mean,
Ready your stuff.
all things being...
I love how we can like see the back hair on that guy.
Well, I'm gonna turn and just
Why
come
didn't
back
you
to the
stop?
camera here for just
Okay.
a second. You keep playing.
Okay.
We do need to start wrapping up today's show, but before we go, we take one more look at a few of the time-limited deals on Newegg.com/Newegg Now. So I'm gonna do that while Trisha keeps playing. We've got some great deals on storage, including the Samsung 970 Pro M.2, which is one of our favorites, available with a gift card. Or if you're looking to light up your build, check out the Team Group T-Force Delta RGB SSD, available for $15 off. I really thought he was about to eat that baby.
I mean, that's what he said.
We also have a ton of motherboards available, like the Asus ROG Maximus 8 Impact Mini ITX board for less than $80, and some AMD and Intel boards from BioStar for less than $50. If you're looking for a new motherboard, head over to the Newegg Now page and check that out. Last up, a few deals we didn't get to throughout the rest of the show, like the delightfully named Onkyo TX NR676 7.2 channel network AV receiver. I knew I wasn't going to get that out on the first try. That comes with a $150 gift card, or the Hisense 43-inch 1080p TV for less than $200. Ton of great deals to check out. Make sure you head over to the Newegg Now landing page. Take your pick. All right, final thoughts before we move and we leave the world of
That's
Assassin's
right.
Creed.
This is a good.
Odyssey.
We just finished that.
I saw the screen flash
that
for
cutscene. So
the
this is
cutscene. I was like, okay, she's back with us,
good-
back in the present day,
Good way to do it.
back in the saddle again, back with a new badge.
Yeah,
back
well,
in
you
black.
know, before the show already, I was like, hey, for all the stuff we have to film this afternoon, when we're like in between shots, can we just play more Assassin's
playing?
Creed Odyssey? Yeah, I cannot wait to dive into this game. Like, I mean, some of the things that we talked about with how awesome God of War looked,
Yeah.
but just being able to see the texture in the skin, how much more realistic the visuals are now, and knowing the history and research that went into building this world, those are all things that are very appealing to me. Do you think this is going to be a game that brings you back to Assassin's Creed?
So I'm way behind on my list,
'Kay.
but this game is on the list. And this game is on the list where I haven't felt the same urge to play AC in the past. So I'm definitely interested in jumping back into some open world exploration, time period, fantasy storytelling. This to me is lighting up a lot of what I like about adventure games.
And for me, a lot of times open world is a turnoff. I know that there's a lot of games right now that are touting a larger and larger open world, but because I don't have as much time to invest in each title like I used
Right.
to, I prefer games that I can get a full story and a full experience in around 20 hours, as opposed to a game where I look at this and I'm like, oh, I could go 300 hours easy on something
Yeah.
like this. And that's a hard investment for me to make. But if it is a world that I want to spend that many hours in, then I will make time. You know what I mean? So I would say, I know that's an unusual statement, but for me, despite it being open world, this is a game that I'm definitely going to dive into.
But again, those attentions to details matter. It's
Yeah.
what makes swinging through New York so satisfying in Spider-Man. This is what's making me much more interested in what they have to say about this time period and what how these characters relate to this time period in this kind of an adventure. So that's going to do it for Newegg Now this week. Remember that you can still take advantage of all the deals on Newegg.com/Newegg Now for the rest of the day, or while supplies last. That's a pretty big or. So thank you to all of you out there for watching and joining the conversation.
Yeah, join us back here next week when we'll have Gigabyte and Patriot in the studio, and we'll be talking about rebuilding and repairing your home PC.
Yeah.
This has been Newegg Now, and now you know. Bye, guys.
Bam.
Yeah.